Congratulations today. What was your view on the game?
I think only one team's actually come in and got anything so far this year, and you can see why. They're brilliant. They move the ball brilliantly. The two centre forwards are live and the wingers are lively. And you can see why they're up there. You know, the league table doesn't lie, as cliche as it sounds. They're a very good side, some very experienced players. They're all very fit. I know they're all very, very fit. You know, they press us, they don't give you a second on the ball. The frustrating thing for me is that all three goals, you could argue, are errors, are individual defensive errors. The first one, Jinky should head it, and he sort of, I think he thinks he's going to get nailed, and he doesn't. Niall dives in when he shouldn't dive in, and then Dave gets done at his near post. So, and then all of a sudden the game plan, because we'd come to be a little bit reserved today, don't get me wrong, to maybe let them have it at the back. You know, and invite them on to a degree and try and, you know, compact our area, so to speak, compact our half. And it's something that I felt could work, and it should have worked really. But as I say, we're just a little bit ill-disciplined, and we've got dragged out, and all of a sudden it's 1-0, and we're chasing the game already. So yeah, frustrating. They were the better side. They are the better side. I think it's not been negative for me, and it's no disrespect to our players, but they do have better players than what we have. And like I say, they're going to be very hard to peg back at the top of the table. You know, there are better sides than us struggling against them, so it's not easy to accept defeat. But like I just said in there to the boys, I don't want games like this where we play against teams that possibly we are going to struggle to compete with to affect what we do against the teams around us. And I feel we've made a lot of progress over the past 2-3 weeks, and I don't want it to affect that. So it'll be positive from us, and yeah, looking forward to next week now.
And today's game, do you feel like we gave the ball away a little bit too much for your liking, or was that just down to the quality of the two teams?
Yeah, no, we did. We did give the ball away a little bit too much. We weren't great on the ball, and I think over the past couple of weeks we have been a lot better on the ball. We were good on the ball second half against Penistone. We were good on the ball against Market Drayton, and we were good on the ball against Glossop on Tuesday, although it was against 10 men, which obviously helps. So yeah, the boys will be a little bit disappointed with the quality, as am I. But as I say, we were playing against a very, very fit side, very, very organised. And so I don't really like it when people refer to teams as being organised, because it implies that they were just, you know, fairly basic, and they're far from that. You know, you can tell they're doing a lot of training together. They're a very good side, very, very good side. Very impressed with them. So yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to play against them teams. I can't knock the boys' effort. Can't knock the boys' effort at all. It's just the quality at times. Like I said, the quality on the ball, the quality in making decisions. That's a huge part of our game. Is decision making, and when to commit and when not to commit. And that's important against the better sides. And making, like, the error that's led to the first goal. We got away with that last year, no problem at all. And today it's 1-0 after 10 minutes, and it's an uphill task. So yeah, frustrating, giving the ball away a lot, but it happens.
And no Linton car catcher or Steve Vankovich today. Is that any injury worries, or is it just like other commitments?
No, not at all. They're both committed. Vank is struggling with his knee, really struggling. He managed to play through it on Tuesday night when he possibly shouldn't have done. And Lynn is poorly. The last thing I need, obviously, it's no secret that we're struggling a little bit financially. We're very light on bodies, and the last thing I need is for someone to come in and you know, give half the team a bug. So Linny stayed at home. We'll hopefully train Tuesday. Vank, I'm not sure on. We have Gaza, who has got his operation on Wednesday, so we're hoping he'll be running within a month, and potentially back. So he'd be a big, you know, a big player to have back, just to have around. Good lad to have around, great lad to have around for morale. So yeah, Niall's obviously been rushed back to a certain extent because we need him. So he wasn't at his best today. He needs to get with the programme, get himself fit again. He was our best player start of the season, no doubt about it, so he'll be there again. But it's possibly come a little bit too soon for him today, playing at that sort of standard. So yeah.
And the fans showed some terrific support today. What is your message for the travelling fans today?
The fans are brilliant. They've not shut up all game. They love it. They live and breathe it. It's like myself, to be fair. I do. And they obviously appreciate that the boys are putting the effort in, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's frustrating. I'm sure it'll be frustrating for them, and it's very frustrating for me. You know, when you get beat, but they're absolutely outstanding. I don't think I've ever seen a club, you know, capable of bringing supporters all over the country like they do at such uncertain times, shall we say. So they're an absolute credit to the club. They have been for a long time, and they will continue to be for a long time, hopefully. So unbelievable support. Still singing right at the final whistle. The players have obviously gone and shown that they appreciate it, as do I. So like I say, proper credit to the club.
And Sheffield FC next Saturday, they've had a couple of poor results. Is that something you're going to be looking to exploit and hopefully get back to winning ways?
In all honesty, I don't really look at other people's results as such when it comes to looking at teams in a bit of a bad spot, because I sometimes think it doesn't do you any favours. When you look at teams, I was guilty of that to a certain extent when we played Lincoln on Boxing Day. I was a little bit over positive, and I've learned from that. I was a little bit over positive with the team talk, sort of suggesting that if we did go and do our thing, we could be really comfortable, and that backfired big time. So that's something that won't happen for me again. And yeah, so I don't know what sort of run they're on. They're probably a little bit inconsistent, in all honesty, as are we. So it's another one of those games where they'll be looking to come and beat us, and we'll be looking to beat them. So both sides will think they can get something from it. And I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good. I don't think Worksop and Sheffield FC have played each other in the league for a long time, so it'll be a good one. Should be a big crowd in, and all the boys will obviously be looking forward to it. Like I've said in there, I don't want what happens in games like this when we play the top 3 or 4 to affect what we do when we play the sides around us. And it's really important not to dwell on things like today too much, because we've made a lot of progress over the past 2 to 3 weeks, picking points up, scoring goals again, and it's important that we continue that into next week rather than playing against the calibre of these players today. So yeah, looking forward to it.